meet again. Welcome back to the Klingon Lifestyles presentation. Last year we discussed these grumpy warriors, but because we were in lockdown, we ended with a tale of the crew of the IKV Stranglehold. Now we are happy to bring you a live on-stage presentation. What? No live presentation? But I thought we were safe in the periwinkle tier. Or was that the tickle me pink tier? I can't keep track of these cran tier systems. Oh well. Time to introduce our crew of thespians. First off, our intrepid leader, Fleet Admiral Kahan Den, who was once assimilated by Borg. They keep a spare oil can around to keep him from squicking. Next is Commander Kator, a man with a troubled past. Perhaps he should go see the doctor. I mean, no! He still values his life. And here we have Chief Medical Officer Commander K. Lee. She'll cure what ails you, usually by telling you, "There's Band-Aids in the cupboard!" Then there's Lieutenant Achu. Tough, mean, gruff, with a creamy, gooey center. There must be donuts in the mess hall. And now a character that is full of secrets. Commander Kartog of Klingon Intelligence. As if those two words actually went together. And now the man I admire most, back from his triumphant tour from the crowned heads of people in his mind, a man who needs no introduction, the one, the only, pause for dramatic effect, Zam Rogers. And now, imagine if you will, a crew trapped in a situation that they have no control over. Is it due to the pandemic or the madness of the stranded scriptwriter? All these questions will be answered in the Klingon Lifestyles Zone, a show already in progress.
What's this called? It's Pandemnexis. What is it?
It's about time you got here! Where were you?
I stepped out for just a moment.
Did you bring him in here with you? Intruder alert! Surrender!
How did you get here? Magic?
It's in the script.
That answer will not be accepted. You have been given an order to surrender, unless you wish to die.
Given my choices are surrender or death, and as much as I might relish surrender, I will not. And so I'll take my leave. But don't worry, you'll see me again.
I will not tell you again!
Yes, you will. Consider this to be the teaser, and we'll be ending it with a bang. I'll be seeing you.
Silence! Warp core breach! Damage to decks 7, 8, and 9!
I'm certain the crew on deck 6 are nervous.
They are Klingons! Why would they be nervous?
Because 7, 8, 9.
This is not the time for you.
It is critical!
It is too late to abandon ship.
Captain's log. Ja, vach, nach, pach, los, nyach, kach, wesh. We are heading to the Comiconicus Nebula to investigate a disruption that may pose a threat to the Empire. A threat that is keeping worlds closed with civilizations locked in their homes. It is called the Pandemnexis.
I do not understand. Why send a warship instead of a science vessel such as the Herc-Hap?
Because threats should be met with a show of force, not coddled with test tubes. That is why this is a mission for a warship, not a science vessel.
What threat?
The Pandemnexis band. It has already disrupted space lanes, and it may be responsible for moving the planet Klakhdel Barak from one part of the galaxy to another.
But you do not have a full ship's complement on this outing. Only 5 crew members. You could use a science officer.
Actually, we have a crew of 6. 5 warriors and Kartok. The High Council felt that we needed a Klingon intelligence agent on board to watch over us. So a science officer would be excess baggage.
As if a spy were needed in a fight.
Consider it a handicap when it comes to battle. Maybe he has some special gizmos to stop them.
You would take a spy from Klingon intelligence and not a scientist? The Empire is missing a tremendous opportunity to observe and record what could be a scientific find. We may be discovering a new power that could benefit the Empire.
Like your study of those verminous tribbles? Since this unusual band of power has already destroyed a listening outpost, the High Council thought it would be better met with a warship to deal with this threat, rather than a test tube.
But
if we are able to stop and pick up some souvenirs, we may be able to forward them to you. If you wish to continue this argument, then I suggest you bring it up with the High Council. As for now, this communication has ended, Captain. This is all your fault.
How is this my fault?
You attract all forms of weirdness. Science vessels, other alien races, and other nutcases on board this ship.
Zam Rogers, ready to do Klingon-type stuff.
Yes, we were just talking about you. What are you doing here?
You know, adding a little sunshine to this crew. I believe that's what the officer exchange program is about. Exchanging ideas, sharing box lunches.
Just what we need. A Fedi on board. He is nothing but a waste of my time.
Wait a minute. Since you're here, and since I'm here, doesn't it make it our time?
At least you do not have to share a room with him.
It's been a real treat being your room buddy. I think I add a little bit of joy to your humdrum life.
You mean like constantly talking about the wonders of Starfleet? Or making a toast to the oddest of things?
Just because I like to give toasts. In fact, when I was back at the academy, we used to finish every toast with a song.
Do not start singing again. Last time it caused a lot of problems.
Why? The last time I sang, everyone clapped their hands.
Over their ears? If it is not Klingon opera, then it sounds like a targ stuck in a tar pit.
Is that what it was? I thought it was a hull breach with all that howling.
What brings you to the bridge, Doctor?
Because it is difficult to understand the medical technobabble, as well as pronounce it. There is something wrong, and it could be due to something that is called a MacGuffin.
Are you certain it is a MacGuffin?
Not another one of those egg McGuffins. If it is, be sure to get one with bacon.
I am a doctor, not a fast food server. How dare you challenge my report with banter about Earther fast foods?
Whoa! I know when I'm not wanted. Guess I'll step outside and compose myself. Maybe pick up one of those Teddy Bucksborgs from the dealer's room.
Where is he going? And what is the dealer's room?
Who knows? Probably some Starfleet thing.
It may have something to do with what I was talking about.
This is unacceptable. I shall go drag him back here. Just because he's with Starfleet does not give him permission to leave the bridge without permission.
What kind of ship is Admiral Kahanden running here, where he allows that Terag Nagpu to walk around as if he's on some sort of Federation garbage scow? This is nothing new. This ship is full of non-Klingons as well. This ship is more of a traveling circus than a warship. And why am I talking to myself?
Hold we! The Pandemnexis is approaching fast!
Any sign of hostile intent?
It is a cloud. How could it possibly be hostile?
It is about time you returned. Where is Mr. Starfleet?
I am not sure. There is something strange happening outside. Like we are being watched.
Did you hit your head on the way out? You must have been seeing things.
No, it is possible he did see something. Like I said, there is something strange going on.
Are we talking strange? I hope you're not talking about me. Oh, wait. Someone's missing. And I'm still in the wrong spot.
How did you get here and why?
That's a good question. Not too sure if you can handle the answer. I'll just say it again. It's in the script. Still.
Our partner cell has been damaged! We're emitting plasma!
Can't be repaired.
Sadly, I don't think so. I've already seen this before. Several times, in fact. The damage is, quite extensive.
Boy, that dealer's room was virtually crowded. It was all I could do to keep my computer 6 feet apart. But I was able to pick up the latest copy of Little Orphan Granny.
It's about time you got here.
Why, did I miss something?
Your ship is going to go boom!
That doesn't sound good.
We cannot contain the damage to the warp core.
If you are responsible for this,
Yar, matey. I'm not. But there is a force causing this.
I am not a matey.
Harl, I'd love to bicker with you more, but I've run out of time. But don't you worry. Like I said before, you'll see me again.
Status.
Warp core breached. Damage to decks H, I, J, and now K!
Look out for Elemental P.
What are you talking about?
Just a thing to say.
This is not the time for humor.
It is critical.
It's too late to abandon ship.
So, the experiment ended the same exact way as the last one. They blew up. They blew up real good.
What is the point of this experiment?
Are we trying to make them repeat things over and over?
No, that would be too simple. The point of the experiment is to keep people locked up, to make it seem as time stood still.
That sounds complicated. How does this help the Federation?
Like a mosquito that gives you that creative itch at night, it doesn't.
Then why?
Because.
That is not an answer. And doesn't the addition of this Boots person interrupt the experiment? How did he know the ship was going to go boom?
I first have to figure out how he got into the experiment to see if it'll interrupt what we are doing.
Then what shall we do?
We will see.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Tonight I will be having universe-famous Zam burgers with extra Zampotle sauce from Burger Zams.
I will have a bowl of ga, freshly made and still alive, with a goblet of blood wine.
It is a tie.
Curse Eva Eats. I was hoping for a fight.
So was everyone else. Better luck next time.
Eba eats. If you've got the latinum, we will get it to you. And now back to our program.
You do not have a full ship's complement for this mission. You should bring a science officer along.
Just what this mission needs. Someone to lecture us on how the globfly mates once every 3 years.
I would not be able to contain the excitement.
Could be worse. We could have a member of Klingon Intelligence on board. Oh, speak of the Feklar.
Is she on the screen again?
The Empire is missing a tremendous opportunity to observe and record what could be a scientific find. You need a scientist on board.
There is no need for some test-tubing scientist to come along on this mission. Screen off! This is all your fault!
How is it my fault?
This is the second time that I've interrupted you talking to Captain Hogwoosh.
I only spoke to her once!
Something tells me that we have done this before.
Have you gone daft? Are you beginning to show the signs of craziness like your father?
If I am, it is because of you. You attract all forms of weirdness. Science vessels, alien races, and other nutcases on board this ship.
Well, hello, Kartagi. Well, hello, Kartagi.
This is what I was talking about. What comedy of errors brings you here?
A shuttlecraft? But I am here on the officer exchange program.
Where is that first officer of yours? Probably down at the freebie table, trying to pick up some Romulan knickknacks.
What is a freebie table?
Maybe our intelligence officer needs to report to sick bay.
What do I have to say about Kartog? What is there to say? He is always spying on us because he believes that we do not follow traditional Klingon. I know that after the events of when the Romulans switched me with that Patak Romulan spy, he does not trust me. You know, he is the son of that smooth-headed traitor, Karg, who keeps trying to bring back the old Klingons, the ones we do not mention. You see, Karg is crazy. And perhaps the son of Karg is crazy as well. Still, I wish he would stop trying to look at my ears. There's no points there. Perhaps he could have an accident. Maybe in sickbay.
Why do they always say to avoid sickbay? I know, Klingons do not get sick. It is not like they die in sickbay, right? Maybe I should just have them hold a dock tog while I'm operating on them so we can fight it out. That is if they have red trifoil insurance.
I do not need to go to sickbay to be poked and prodded by that witch doctor.
There is something wrong.
Is this a Romulan thing?
I am not a Romulan. You must have me mistaken with Zam Rogers.
At least you do not have to share a room with him.
And it's been a real treat. I feel like I bring so much joy to your humdrum life being your room buddy.
You mean like constantly talking about the wonders of Starfleet? Or making a toast for the oddest of things?
Hey, just because I like to give toasts. In fact, when I was back at the academy, we used to finish every toast with a song.
Do not start singing again. Last time it caused trouble.
Am I in the right spot? Is everyone here? I see the Admiral and the Doctor and there's Laddiebuck.
I am not Laddiebuck. How did you get in here?
I bet you would like to know.
What do you want?
Matey, I believe I want what you want. You may be realizing that all is not as it seems. And as with any script, you're looking for the central plot device, the MacGuffin.
Ooh, that sounds good. Perhaps I'll get one of those delivered by Eva Eats, one of those egg McGuffins.
And there you go again, talking ridiculous about Earther breakfast food. Did we not already discuss this?
Whoa, I know what I'm not wanted. Perhaps I'll go get in line for Hall H for one of those sequel series, The Dancing Dead and Beers with The Walking Dead. It's amazing how you could get a franchise going.
Do you know what he is talking about?
What the Beckler is a franchise? Sounds like a trap.
It may have something to do with the feelings of deja vu.
I think I've located the MacGuffin.
What are you talking about? Are you responsible for what's going on?
Not me, but there is a force out there to mess up your lives.
It's probably Dalmiasma.
Nay, mate, this group likes to operate in the shadows.
Who'd we? The Pandemnexis is approaching fast.
Any signs of hostile intent?
It is a cloud. How could it possibly be hostile?
Everything's on track like the time before. Need I say it? It's in the script.
The port cell is damaged. We're emitting plasma.
Can it be repaired?
Just like all the times before, the damage is quite extensive.
Well, I did not expect that third show. It's a small world Walking Dead.
It's about time you got here.
Why, did I miss something?
We cannot contain the damage to the warp core.
If you are responsible for this...
Well, Laddybug, I'm not. But I have found the MacGuffin that's causing all this.
What is it?
Again, I've run out of time. But as I keep saying, you'll see me again. But the next time may cost you a shanty.
What does he mean by that?
Shanties are songs. How do songs fit in?
We have much more on our minds right now.
Status! Warp core breach. Damage to decks 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Sounds like the combination of my luggage.
It is critical.
It is too late to abandon ship.
It happened again. This is like some Shakespearean tragedy such as Othello.
Why would you pick Othello over the other tragedies?
There is always room for Othello.
This is getting us nowhere.
This Boots person has figured everything out. What are you going to do about it?
I will do something. Never fear.
Are you telling us the truth?
Nobody can get the truth out of me. Even I don't know what it is. I keep myself in a constant state of confusion.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Tonight I will be having Sneeze Face's Gut!
You will die for that dishonor.
Thank you.
That guy's mine, Patak.
Dibs.
Eva Eats, when it's okay to fight over your food. And now back to our program.
I am totally confused by what is going on here. I volunteered to go on a mission to possibly conquer threats to the Klingon Empire, and I end up being interviewed in between the action.
If the Herb Hab calls, do not answer.
We're being hailed by the Herb Hab.
That is an order. Do not answer it.
I guess I should thank you. I really did not need a science lecture.
There is something wrong.
If you need to see the doctor, should I call her?
Are you insane? Klingons do not get sick.
Then why?
He is about to arrive.
Has anyone seen a Klingon intelligence officer in here?
There he is, right on cue.
I guess I'm beginning to grow on you.
Like a wart.
How did you know he was about to come in?
The same way I seem to know that the medical officer is about to arrive as well. It is as if we've been brought together for something.
Admiral, there is something strange going on.
Is this a feeling like we are under some magnifying glass in some strange scientific experiment or a holodeck sitcom?
That is it exactly.
I'm not feeling it, but something is throwing off my feng shui.
Is that all?
That, and I'm wondering why I can't wear white after Labor Day.
So someone is watching us. Who could it be?
It is probably one of our past enemies trying to get revenge.
That is exactly what Manfredian Johnson thought. But what ended up of them came back as remains in an Eva Eats bag.
Ugh, I'm hoping that wasn't what I ate for lunch.
I arrived just in time.
What brings you here?
A little device that allows me to pop in to this time and space.
Are you a time traveler now?
Doctor Who? Me? No. Just someone who knows how to steal the raw things.
So why are you here?
You've been caught in a temporal casualty loop, but I know how to make it stop.
What is it going to cost us?
Admiral, you're quick to the point, a trait I can admire, but you need not worry about it. I took what I needed from your ship each time I popped in.
What have you taken?
Who do we? The Pandemnexis is approaching fast.
Are there any signs of hostile intent?
It is just a cloud. How could it be a threat?
You're right. It is just a cloud. It's not the threat. Oh, I found the MacGuffin.
Was it something timey-wimey?
Yes, it was something that controlled time. I found this in the Starfleet quarters.
Hey, I had that since childhood. My mother gave it to me.
That is the MacGuffin?
Yes, this was an ancient artifact that was created by a race no longer in existence. And now it's mine. I used it to stop time and reloop it. Plus a few other tricks I can use. But we did stop and thank someone who made it all possible.
Who? Was it Old Man Jenkins? It usually is.
It was me, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you and that little dog of yours.
We do not have a little dog.
Really? You should get one. So, Admiral, you win this round, but you wouldn't have if it wasn't for that interloper Boots.
Sticks and stones.
Oh, we will meet again.
Well, mate, it's time for me to leave as well.
We better not see you on board our ship again.
No promises, me bucko. Oh, and enjoy your much fun shanty.
What does he mean by that? Here's to another successful mission. You know, when I was back at the academy, we used to finish every toast with a song.
Oh no.
No stopping him.
It goes like this. Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been when it's right, while waiting till the middle of a cold, dark night.
When everything's a little clearer in the light of day.
Light of day!
And we know the night is always gonna be there anyway.
Anyway!
Thinking of you's working up an appetite. Looking forward to a little afternoon delight. Rubbing sticks and stones together makes the sparks ignite. And the thought of loving you is getting so excited. Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Whoop! Afternoon delight.
You failed.
What is the point of this experiment?
What do you have to say about this?
That the real purpose of our mission was not to disrupt time. That is why we hired Boots to cause the disruptions.
Then what was the real purpose?
To get the files of their missions.
That sounds complicated. How does this affect the Federation?
With the knowledge we have gained from all their past missions, we will know where they will be most vulnerable in the next one.
So you have all their missions from A to Z. So what?
You don't see it?
Then why?
There is no cue.
So ends another grand adventure of the IKV Stranglehold.
If you wish to learn more about the crew, or if you wish to join, message Fleet Admiral Kahan or any of the crew on our Facebook page.
We would like to thank all our friends and family for your attendance.
Although we are kept apart again this year, we are preparing for a new and exciting adventure again next year, where we can be on stage again.
Thank you for your attendance. 28 years. Kapla!
What was the biggest challenge I had this time? Getting there. Everything else for me went rather smoothly.
Actually trying to learn the lines this time. There was the big line that I had to do, the talking head, and that was a little hard for me to get. I had to do it in 2 parts. And the big techno babble words he gives me.
That makes sense. I would have to say the biggest challenge I have had was just being Klingon, because it had been a whole year since we've done it, and it took me a little bit to get back into it.
It was more of a scheduling thing than anything else, because we have like about 3 weeks to a month to actually finish like a 40-minute video that's all green screen and anything else. For me, it was about finding space on my computer so where I can just do this on like the settings that I had. But as long as we scheduled everybody, it was just about just filming it and then go home and editing it and spending all night on that. And that's pretty much what I did. And now we have extra time now, which is great.
Well, I mean, spanning this over multiple weeks and having to balance that and work, just the overall baggage of handling life, but also the whole beginning bit, I'm glad I got done first, because every time I see that long cavalcadium of a line, I'm like, do I have to do this whole thing?
Being locked up in my house for well over a year now, it was tough really getting down to writing a script, because your brain begins to gel being locked up. And then adding a few other people, because when we did this last year, we kept it to a small group of people, but this time we opened it up to 4 more people. Yeah, 4 more people, which made it a little more difficult trying to explain to them what we've already established from last year and how it was going to work. So that was a challenge.
It was really understanding the writer's vision and bringing that to life with my passion that I was able to bring in, like, behind the camera, because I really enjoy making films and I really like to make my client happy.
Do I prefer stage or video? I love the stage. I love the audience. I love being there. It's just a lot of fun.
I prefer the stage. I would rather hear the reaction of the audience.
You know, video is kind of cool. I mean, it's fun to see how everything goes together. It is a challenge doing it, but you just don't have the rush that you get on stage. I like being on stage.
I would say that they both have their qualities, but for me, I prefer stage. Just the interaction of the crowd, and you feel that same interaction, and that interaction just carries you through the show, and I love hearing it. I love hearing the laughs, the applause, the applause.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, that's weird, because usually I find it hard to go up in front of people. So video would be a lot easier, because you're not dealing with anybody except little people in the room. But I actually do enjoy doing the stage part. I mean, once I'm up on the stage and I'm actually in character and doing it, I have a lot of fun. But in the end, I'm beginning to think I like both quite a bit. It's a lot of fun.
What was different this time? The location was different. It was kind of small, little cramped quarters, but worked out nicely.
This time we were filming at one of our crew members' houses, and I thought the set was set up a lot better. It was a lot easier to work with. You weren't tripping over things, and it was not as tight. It was more open.
Well, last time we filmed, it was just the director and myself in our apartment filming me and no other people around. And this time we were with everybody in a garage doing it, and it was a lot of fun.
Obviously, there was multiple actors in different locations, but also gathering everybody together of our main crew together was definitely a challenge. And just the realization that we have to do another scripted performance, for me, it's just like, okay, we're doing it again. Here we go again.
Yeah, same one again.
We filmed at several different locations, all with green screens. So one place was actually my house twice, one in the front and one in the back. And then we went and filmed at someone else's house in their front yard. And then the rest of the filming of the crew was at a person's garage. which was pretty nice, but got pretty hot after a while. And then the remote people, they just did it from their house.
Am I looking forward to being live on stage again? Yes, I most definitely am. I can't wait for next year.
Definitely. Definitely, definitely. I cannot wait to be back on stage again. Even though it makes me nervous, I get all antsy beforehand, I would rather do that than do the video. Although the videos are fun.
Am I looking forward to being live on stage again? Yes, very much. I can't wait to be live on stage again.
I do, yes. Definitely. I would love to see everybody again.
Am I looking forward to being live on stage again? Yes, I am. I'm actually looking forward to doing that again. Going back through the process of weekly rehearsals and practicing fight scenes and all that jazz. I mean, physical fighting on stage is a lot easier to do than fighting on a green screen without tearing it.
Was I surprised to see Comic-Con being online again? No, I was not. I knew it was going to happen. I was prepared for it.
No, because I knew with the way that COVID-19 was going that it was going to be virtual for this year, and next year would be live again. But now it looks like maybe November, so.
Yeah, a little bit. I was hoping that we would be able to go back, but I can understand why.
We were all hoping that would happen this year, but it didn't!
But we can manage.
No, I mean, there was that glimmer of hope. We all have that glimmer of hope, everybody. And I still have that glimmer of hope, definitely. But when they announced that we were going to be doing the online again, I wasn't surprised. It was inevitable.
So that was one of those things where the crew was getting upset with me on whether or not Comic-Con was going to be live again. It was looking at the beginning of the year that it was not going to happen, and as the time was coming along and that they were not selling any tickets or anything, it was definitely looking like it was going to be online. So it wasn't a major surprise, but it was something we were preparing for right away. We started prepping for it right away.
So are you planning on further projects with the Stranglehold?
Of course. It's like, I really enjoy working with Dennis, Debbie, and the rest of the crew. And I can see myself, always contributing to their passion, as it were.
Why do I choose to be a Klingon? It is so much fun. You can really put yourself into it. You also get a little bit of hiding yourself in it. So it's just a lot of fun.
Well, I've been doing it for 30 years. So it's fun. I like the character. I like doing Couture.
Where do you pull Zam Rogers from?
A lot of it is what I see on TV. I watch a lot of, there are a million Zam Rogers on TV. I mean, they're everywhere. You know where to look. And inspiration from that just pulled from there, and I channel my inner, Jim Carrey and just everything just to play that role of Zam.
Well, I've been doing this Klingon thing well over 30 years now. The outfit has been with me quite a while, and that's my second outfit. And I like the Klingons. They are they're much more fun than the stuffy shirt Federation people. Don't get me wrong. I like doing Starfleet. Of course, I do the Mirror Universe as well. But the Klingons have that sense of honor and duty, and they have a rich cultural heritage that gets picked up on a lot, which is why we call it Klingon Lifestyles. A lot more fun to play.
No, Klingons are very easy to work with. Well, you don't have to mic them very much on sound, which is great. They're very, very easy to work with. I've worked with the Stranglehold for about 12 to 13 projects at this point, and they're very, very fun to work with. I enjoy each and every single project that we've done, whether it be like a pirate film or a steampunk film or a Klingon type project. So yeah, I love it.
What other Klingons have I played? I have played a bounty hunter by the name of Radu. I have played a another bounty hunter by the name of Chorbak, who is a Duras. And there was another Klingon that I played by the name of Baraka, who actually was Kator, but he didn't know it.
So, do you see yourself ever being in front of the camera, besides just like that?
Well, I do independent films in my spare time, so I actually am in front of the camera in those. I play multiple characters in those projects, so I could definitely see myself be a character of sorts.
Yes, it was. It was different. Writing the script was different in that, one, I'm using a new program that's basically designed for screenwriting versus using Microsoft Word. And that was rather helpful. But like I said on another question, it was difficult in putting the concepts together. I mean, we had an idea, I had discussed it with a few other members of the cast on what to do without being a repeat of last year. And then you come up with, how do I put it all together? You know, how am I gonna put that? And that was difficult. There were times it's like I'm practically beating my head on the wall or finding out what's going on in I Dream of Jeannie.
There you go.